Are you looking for a deck that you can play for 5 straight years in Standard? One that doesn't actually use that many rares. In fact, one that is built almost entirely of cards from the new Foundation set. Well, have I got the deck for you? It's a little spellslinger blue and red deck I'm calling Balmor Babies. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic. ManaDad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. On Arena today, gonna play some best of one budget Magic, but it's on the ladder, so we'll be up against the decks in the meta, and we'll test out this budget deck and see how it performs. But let's go through the deck real quick. Won't take long because many of these cards are quite familiar. First of all, one of my favorite cards actually from the last several years got reprinted into Foundations and into Standard. Balmor Battle Mage Captain. It's just an uncommon, but it's a legend, so you can throw it in your commander deck if you get one. But in this case, we'll have 4 in our deck because we really want to get one. It's a flying 1/3, and whenever we cast an instant or sorcery, creatures we control get +1/+0 and gain trample until end of turn. So, as you can imagine, we want a bunch of creatures, and we want a bunch of cheap spells to make them really big and really tramply and win the game. And sometimes this deck can win the game as fast as turn 4, I believe, if I've calculated that correctly. So we'll watch the video and see if we can do that. But more often, we're just going to try to hang with people and interact for long enough to get a nice big board, hold back a couple spells, and then get a big, massive attack when the time is right. So let's take a look at what we'll be attacking with. We've got the Gitu Lava Runner, which does get +1/+0 in haste once we've got 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in the graveyard. We've got the Hasty Fanatical Firebrand, which we can also just throw at opponent's face when we need that last 1 damage, which is nice. Crash Through is what we call a cantrip spell here. It's a 1-mana spell that doesn't affect and just replaces itself by drawing a card. So that is sorcery speed, Crash Through. We've also got Fleeting Distraction, which is instant speed, and Opt, which is probably our best one here, instant speed, scry 1, draw a card, another classic. And then also in the spell category, Burst Lightning, just a better than Shock, 2 damage to any target, and then we have the option to kick it and deal 4 damage instead, which is nice. Then we've got some little interaction / we can use this to save our own creatures here. Unsummon. It's a classic, goes all the way back to the original Magic set, and it's a classic for a reason. Really useful card, and we can also save our creatures with Dive Down. We got 2 of that. This is a reprint. That's my brother saying yo. I'll talk to him in a moment once I'm done telling you about the deck. We got Spectral Sailor to flash in. That's nice. And then we actually have a spell that makes creatures, and it makes 2 creatures. And of course, we want to go wide because we want multiple creatures, because every creature we have is going to amp up the power of Balmor. So Dragon Fodder, sorcery speed, makes 2 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. In terms of rares, it's all in the mana base here. 4 Spire Bluff Canals. Ignore that I have some left over from a previous set, so 2 different arts there, but these are both Spire Bluff Canals, so it's a fast speed land. Shivan Reef, also a fast speed land. And then Restless Spire, this is a tap land, but it will allow us to attack. So if a control deck wipes the board or something, or if we just need that extra creature to get the Balmor pumps on it, we do get a 2/1 first strike during our turn. It has first strike. And it also gets a scry when it attacks. So pretty cheap as far as tap lands or as man lands go. That is the deck. So I say this is good for 5 years. These lands will rotate out. Okay, I'm not sure. I think this rotates out in a year, and these will rotate out maybe in 2 years. And the Restless Spire, I think, also rotates out in 2 years. Don't quote me on that. But in any case, they always print dual lands into Standard. So you'll have these. If you want ones that won't rotate, the Temple lands, it is a tap land, the Scry lands, those don't rotate. So if you really want to make your deck good for 5 years, you could put the Temple lands in, and those will be good. And then also another set of tap lands, the ones that gain you 1 life, those will also remain. So you could replace these with those 8 lands plus another mountain and another island, and you could have a completely 5-year at least. They've said at least it's 5 years in standard non-rotating deck. Okay, now that I've spelled that out in ridiculous detail, check out the matches, see this deck in action, and leave some comments and let me know what you think.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. You know, nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called ManaDad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
Playing some Balmor babies. Blue-red babies. Is it Balmor? It certainly is. Okay. This is a deck that doesn't actually want 3 lands in the opening hand. Let's pass. We can flash in Spectral Sailor to get around sorcery speed removal. Not that there is any at 1 mana in this format, but what they want to do, they want to bolt it. We're probably happy for that trade. Well, get in for 1. We don't have any way to protect Balmor, but on the other hand, we don't have any reason not to play Balmor this turn. Yeah, that could shock the Spectral Sailor and Lightning Bolt Balmor, and we're in big trouble. We're in pretty deep doo-doo. Deep, deep doo-doo. Red-green. Plays a Swift Spear. Attacks with the Swift Spear. We'll do no blocks because that means they have a pump spell. They're going to shock the Spectral Sailor anyway. But we get to keep Balmor. So, Crash Through is kind of redundant as long as Balmor is in play. Opt. Valerian Terror, we could keep that on top. And then I think I'll just hold up Unsummon. Either protection from Balmor, or it's going to get them when they come in with their Swift Spear. Pump it up with a bunch of spells. Potentially. If we don't find a target for it, there's an Emberheart Challenger. They're going to go with Might of the Meek on the Swift Spear. Let's go ahead and bounce. So they don't get the card draw. We will take 3. Lava Runner will be hasty. That's nice. Up, see if we find anything good. Burst Lightning, yeah, we can keep that. In fact, we can remove their threat and get in for a bunch. And then next turn, Tolarian Terror should be quite inexpensive. Maybe hold back a spell depending on what we draw. Because giving this Terror Trample would be nice. Okay, we got a big Swift Spear, but we're at 12. We can take it. If we play this, we can't. We're kind of choked on blue here. If we pump, let's see that. So that's 3 plus 4. That would be 7 damage. That's not going to win it. We can at least do this. And we do hit a land, so that gives us unsummon as an option. Seven for 5. Play the terror. End the turn. Now they can give their permanence ward 1. That's fine. We can still pay for the ward 1. And opponent didn't have it. Balmor babies win. I try to get budget decks out on the regular on this channel, so if that's something you like, hit that subscribe or leave some comments. Encourage me to do more of it. If you've got some cool ideas for budget decks, definitely want to hear them. This is my free spells account, so it's a free-to-play account, so it's an example of what you can do without putting a dime into this game, just playing every once in a while and getting your quests, building up your collection. And in this case, if you started your collection at Foundations, you can make this deck pretty easily. Opponent is going first. We have a tap land, which is this Restless Spire. Turn to a creature. We don't have Balmor, but we kind of need cards. Cards are our ammo here. So I guess we're just... They're out the gate with Sentinel Stalwart. Could be an elf deck. Alright, so we did draw a Shivan Reef, so we can get Firebrand down. The question is, do we just get rid of the Stalwart? I don't think we do, but I'll just hold up the ability to tap sacrifice it and throw it for a damage. Okay. Guess the Stalwart is not a threat, so we'll just relax here. Play the Restless Spire. Play Lava Runner. No big deal. Pass the turn. Trying to keep our creatures around in case we get a Balmor. Okay, so they got Tyvar. I don't know what they're going to do other than minus it. Yeah. So they're going to just hope to hit a creature. They got Llanowar, and they've got Elvish Archdruid, but I guess they can't bring that back. So we can either take out Tyvar, or we can take out the Llanowar. I guess we'll take out Tyvar. See what we've got going on. So, I'm inclined to crash through, draw cards, see if we get anything exciting here. One more spell. And, not looking for land, we're looking for Balmor. Unsummon is interesting. Let's go ahead and attack. If they want to trade both these creatures for the Lava Runner, that's fine. We've actually got Fleeting Distraction, so that would be a bad play on their part. And let's go ahead and unsummon the Llanowar Elves. Well, do we just remove it? Let's just remove it. Bolt the bird, as they say, which means it's worth spending your 1-mana removal spell on their 1-mana ramp. And they get a Dwynen's Elite, which will make an extra elf. They attack for 1. Okay, so we got Spectral Sailor, which we can flash in. So no need to get too excited about that at the moment. Let's just attack in with the Lava Runner. If they do block, we have Fleeting Distraction. They do not block. Let's end the turn. Leaf Crowned Visionary. That's worth removing. A little bit wary they've got the 2 swamps up there. Hopefully don't have some kind of protection spell. The unsummon would remove that. Take out the visionary. They still all attack here. They're just coming in with Dwayne's Elite. Wow, they're really playing around Fleeting Distraction. And kudos for that. Flashing the Sailor. What do we hit? Another Fleeting Distraction. Okay. Let's all attack. Heal 3. And end the turn. Now we could make this a Restless Spire, but it doesn't have... oh man. Okay, we've got Imperious Prefect. Yeah. Okay, now they're coming in with everything. I will bounce that to save some damage. But we are on the losing side here. Another Spectral Sailor is good. Let's try Crash Through. Another Restless Spire. I think we got to leave back the Lava Runner now. Well, we don't have to. Guess we can take one more attack. They play the... No, they play the Prefect. Yeah, we'll leave back the Lava Runner. Maybe we can finally get a good block here with the Fleeting Distraction. There's the Prefect. And they still have 3 mana, potentially even 4 mana. Maelstrom Pulse. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. So that's 7 damage. We can survive it. And, well, I guess I should have used that if I was going to use it. Let's see. Fanatical Firebrand. Does not do it. And we're talking about chump blocking here. I guess we're just going to try to draw into removal. Instant speed removal. We got a Banner of Kinship. Holy camole. Alright. See what we can draw into. We're going to make another elf. I think maybe they thought that was a bounce spell. Land is not helpful. Spectral Sailors, not helpful. Yeah, they got us. We could block all of them. You know, and survive another turn here. But I think we're toast. Crash through. Unsummon. And just lose. Alright. Elves got us, but we're not bowed. We'll keep playing. Up against Rickrolled. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. Double Balmor. Going first. That's the turn. This is Flash, so we don't have to play it yet. Play Land of War Elves, annoyingly. I guess the question is, do we allow Land of War? If we do, they potentially get it down to 3-drop here. I just go for removing Balmor, which, haha. Little did you know, opponent, I have another. There is another. What do you think? Can we hit a land? No, we cannot. Well, ideally, we'd hit at least one blue land so that we can play Balmor and hold up dive down. And the next turn we can start just pumping the whole team. The Unholy Annex. Good card. Uh-huh. Okay. Well, that's damage. We could unsummon the Land of War Elf. To get an extra damage out of Gitu. They remove Gitu, that's annoying. It's going to slow things down. They tap land. Land of War. Took a damage to play it. And I'll take 2 damage to draw a card. I go to 8. First lightning potentially around 6. Again, do not hit. Okay, so pause there. It's like they got some removal. So maybe we can get them with the dive down here. Go to 5. Really need to draw the extra land, play Balmor, and burst lightning to the face. And they'll take 2 damage from their Annex here. Okay, got it. I'm gonna go with the cut down. How many removal spells do they have in their 3 cards? Because I could bounce. If I bounce Balmor, I still get the trigger. Or do we just go for it with Burst Lightning? Let's just go for it with Burst Lightning. Let's see if that's ball game. They can Edict and remove one of them. Oh, they had to take damage to do it. Okay. Got him! Take that, Golgari Demons. Balmor babies. Kind of a nothing hand. Well, maybe we were supposed to actually get down the Sailor there. I don't know. Coming at you for 1. That's the turn. Balaji Archaeologist. Okay. I didn't put any creatures in the yard, luckily for us. And what do we want to do here? Try and search for Balmor. Fleeting distraction is interesting. E2 Lava Runner. They should block the 2. I don't know why they did that, but okay. You do you, opponent. They're trying to put an Oculus in their graveyard as fast as they can. Thinking. Next turn, potentially we just draw with the Spectral Sailor. I don't know. If we hit Balmor, we're in business because we can crash through and hopefully get to another spell. They go Picklock Prankster, which kind of shuts us down. I think it's worth attacking here with the Lava Runner. See how they block. Hopefully double block. They don't. Okay. End the turn. Interesting, they didn't use the other side of this. Founding the third path, okay. Opponent plays from their hand. The other side of it. Okay, they hit a Djinn, so they can probably reanimate that. They have the 1-mana reanimate spell. They do. Okay, not great. Not great, Bob. Let's search for an... oh, okay, Opt is not it. For a second there, I thought it might be Unsummon. Hey, we got Balmor. Crash through into... Ooh, Burst Lightning. So, still don't really have great attacks with stuff here, but we kind of got to get damage in. Go in with the Lava Runner. Okay, we can get that off the board. Terror will be good eventually. I think opponent's going to get Lost Balmor, though. They put another spell in the yard. Djinn goes up to 3/4. Let's hope they hold back their Get Lost. Another Archaeologist, okay. Put another Djinn in the yard. They have the Djinn Reanimator. Yes, they can recommission it. And it is untapped this time. But we really need to find those unsummons. Toot sweet. It does not want to hit us for 4. And who can blame them? So let's see. If I attacked with the lava runner, they'd probably block with the archaeologist. Burst lightning one of the gens. They might be able to get it back. It was better just to build out our board here. Maybe it is. I think we can survive an attack. Still hold up burst lightning. Now opponent has potentially a new target for the Get Lost. Oh, and they can are they on the mill step or the they can replay something from the graveyard. Another helping hand to bring back Philology Archaeologist. Not that great. Opponent thinking hard about it though.
I do not have time for this. I do not have time for you.
Alright, they did choose to destroy Balmor, sadly. And they're going to choose to destroy what? Another one of my creatures? Or they're going to create a token. Okay. That's pretty good too. And I wish I had the bounce spell. Where's those unsummons when you need them? No blocks. Restless Spires. Terrible draw. Alright, let's see if we can get a really big Tolarian Terror. Ooh, Balmor on the top. I think we still attack with the Tolarian Terror this turn. Force them to possibly lose 2 gens. They don't. Lava Runner. Balmor's on the top. Okay. Need to keep them from doing 13 damage to us this turn. Next turn we're going to have a big trampling board. Although they have a pretty big board themselves. Oh, okay. They're coming all in. So that's 8, 9. And we chump the 5. And even if they put, how many spells in the yard would they have to put to win? 12, 13. They'd have to put 2 spells in the yard to win? Out of 4 cards in hand, they certainly could do it. I feel like they would have done it before. Maybe I wasn't supposed to use that map token. I was supposed to hold up the draw with the Spectral Sailor. Go big or go home. Do you have 2 spells, opponent? You have 1 spell. Oh, but they did put 2 spells in the yard thanks to discard. Oh, okay. Good game. Balmor babies. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Okay, opponent already took a mull, so that's good. Blue black. See if they have counterspell. Not that they wanted to use. Hit you for 1. That's the turn. Another Selah. Yeah, we'll hit you for 2. What you think of that? Oh, they've got white mana in their deck. Mazantli. Sure, that happens. Let's draw. We don't need more lands. Play a sailor. And cycle this card. Okay, Firebrand. Do we even play this? This is the exact kind of deck that would have a ton of board wipes. Let's opt first. See what our options are. Well, they can flip this. No, they can't. All right. Not sure what their plan is. Just to draw a discard. Okay. But unauthorized exit. They certainly got bounces in their deck. Just trying to tempo people out. Draw and discard. Sure. Matzalantli. I once ate some Matzalantli at Passover. Okay, so they got double white now. Jace the Perfected Mind. What are we going to do with that? Mill themselves? They're going to attempt to make that smaller. Let's draw. So we can remove Jace. It cost us a lot of cards in our hand. Ooh, or maybe not. And I can just burst Jace.
How foolish.
Now, sadly, they probably got a board wipe here, and then we have to unsummon Balmor. Looks like some weird flavor of control deck. Yeah, unauthorized exit. Actually, that's fine. We're totes okay with that. Reenact the crime. Huh? I know there's some combo here, but I don't know what it is. So they can cast that battle. Oh, right. And they can return what to the battlefield? Jace? Okay. Maybe they meant to discard that last card in their hand. I don't know. We got them. Okay, so how did the deck do? Well, an abysmal 33% win rate, 3 and 6. On the other hand, we were playing in Platinum with almost no rares, and we were still able to beat some of the meta decks. You know, beat Control, beat a red-green aggro deck, beat a Golgari deck, and came very close to winning against blue-white and at least one other. Was it the Boros or the Selesnya? I don't know. So that is the deck. Don't necessarily recommend it for ranking up in best of one, at least if you're already up near platinum. But on the other hand, maybe it's a really easy and cheap deck you could put together, play it in F&M, just have fun with it. And when it goes off, it is absolutely spectacular, as you saw. So thanks for joining me in the attic. I've been ManaDad, reminding you magic is a game so fun, even dads can enjoy it. Adios.